Okay, so I wanted to go over how we populated this plane using geometry paint. So I have a little mushroom here, and I have a surface here. And one of the things is that it's based on the object's pivot. So I actually have it goes through the ground. So the way you want to do this is select your surface that you want to paint on. Go to Modify, Paint Scripts Tools. Open up the option box. Under Setup, type in Geometry Paint. Hit Enter. It should fill everything in. If it doesn't, it means you spelled it wrong. It's just Geometry Paint with a capital P. And then what you want to do is up in here, in the Geometry window, is put in the name of the object that you want to paint. And then you go ahead and just paint on. You make sure you're on Add. Now, a couple things I usually do is turn off scales. If its scale is on, you get all these different randomly sized scales. I also turn off Rotate, because that does some weird things too, where they kind of flip over on themselves. It's easier just to rotate them after the fact. Alright, so when you build those, it puts everything in a group, and each object gets its own group. Alright, makes sense. Now, to populate it quickly, I'm just going to use Flood. Takes a second, and then it just basically fills in the whole surface, and that's based on your grid size. Now, the grid size is based on the UVs of the object. So if you look at the object, it's going to do 20 across and fill that in. You can change that grid size. So if I make this like 5 and I run it again, you see you get a lot less because it's based on 5 across rather than 20 across. So I'm going to put that back to 20. Now the issue we had was that we were using 100. This only goes up to 100. It won't let you go above that. And so we wanted to be more dense than this. So what we can do is what I've done here is I have another surface, and you can see the difference in the UV size here if you look down the lower left. So that's about 1 unit there, that's 1 unit there, so it's a lot bigger. So if I go in and I flood this, you can see the difference in population that it gets. Now the thing is too, is it also only does it where the UVs are. So I have these two sets of UVs, or these two shells of UVs outside the 0 to 1 space. It's only going to do inside the 0 to 1 space. So I duplicated that surface, put the UVs inside. I'm going to use Y and flood that in, and then it'll fill in the rest of the area for me. So I have a denser populated area to work with. So we kill those. And then what we did is we took these objects and we wanted to affect their rotations. Oops. And for that I use transform type in. So if you go, I just have it here. Turn it on rotate only, and I put it in, actually it still has it -20 to 20, and just hit muddle, and it kind of just moves them around. The thing about that is it's based on its current position, so if I keep muddling it, they're going to get worse and worse and worse. So if I zero it out and muddle, I'll get exactly what I want. Now it doesn't look at anything for conflicting surfaces. So one of the things you might want to do is go through and just look for pieces that are hitting each other. One way that's kind of nice about that is if you turn on tweak mode, you don't actually have to select the object. You just move it using tweak. So you don't actually have to select, then move, select, then move. Sometimes it takes getting used to. I'm so used to selecting and moving. Alright, so that's it.